So eventually, even though we're in our relationship now, there was problems and stuff like that. And I said, I'll make it work, and that. But some people be hard. You can do what you can. You can't change them. Saying you're not doing so a person or warrior and also wants to make it work. It won't. Eventually, and I signed up and then went to the training. Have to drive. Your friend saying, drive the manual, which is the 13 speed. You have to change gears. It was tough. I didn't know. It was very tough for me. Didn't know what, every day BI is a little bit challenged. But I hang it in, and then eventually, yeah, friend saying, got my CDL. The first one man passed it, so I had to go back the second time. And then the second time, and that's when I passed. It takes a while, even though I go through the training from school. Once you're done and you're on the road now, it's a different story altogether. You have to know the roads.
There's a men dominated area, but we are research. We say scan mu edu nti na look sharp so alcohol no.
Yeah, because then I try different jobs with other people like me. Yeah, Limonia, they didn't have it's running out. Not training here 4 weeks, right? 4 weeks. Not just when you're certificate. We are, compared to area around here, the job, not just a pay we a little bit decent kakra.
DHW 1642 Concord Printable Intercooler Engineer back 16 daily also worldwide. You internet hiding come worldwide. Now then so story a then we who then we femu then we see you see there was saying over joining be I know subscribe to your channel first time I'll share and watch a video no invite your friends be no join it didn't come my numbers those screens so as soon as business link come on me businesses for Ghana near there me be breeding come on I to say yes. Go for ye nyama. Two person ba show this be a link up. Tap sense me can tell say UK, Europe, Canada, America, Australia, and now UAE ubetimi amanisika abrewadofo ewo Ghana. Enti de tie ni ko Play Store ne App Store na download tap send. O download tap send na o fill forms kitu be be bisa promo code channel so na type SVTV. O manisika efi UK ubenya bonus. First transfer ubenya £5 bonus. O Europe ubenya €5 bonus. O US ubenya $10 a year bonus. Inti download the tap send. O Play Store ni App Store na manisika ebre obushia for now for ni adofo ewo Ghana. Ejuma pasa minkancha mo se unya artisans, styler, painter, plumber, steel bender, electrician, carpenter, auto repairs ni adia. Ejuma pa se minkancha o se ko omo website www.ejumapa.com and omo contact number and o screens no so no ubetimi from o abruche o pese ye project bi wa senisika be fie sa manfo di usika o now for ebusuafo ejuma pa se fa project ni form so ombe ya ma na chese na uko request ya omepe obi na waye wujuma na ma baby your project no Ghana bia no trust ejumapa insa no ejuma opese usua IT course number 1 Slam Technologies through cyber security any other IT programs. Slam Technologies omo obi wo Ghana sa so no omo obi nso wo USA. Ohia Slam Technologies contactor my numbers the good screens no from CCA na say kosua cyber security and other programs. Slam Technologies number 1. Oh here Airbnb wa Accra. Parry group of companies I mean can say almost 3-bedroom fully furnished Airbnb ewo Dansoman Estate. Saso no more 1 and 2 bedroom apartment ewo English amount from near Westers Mall. For a Parry group of companies my numbers na screens no we here baby a obako da anansa obako jojo ho a for a Parry group of companies. And then me Concord plane me de chain for me ko America. Me ko podi nkomo. Second time me ne oba son no eba bedi nkomo. First one no me ne truck driver love ya edi nkomo. And I make us say, hey, Rebecca love ya on the only Ghanaian female truck driver in US. Yes, sir. Love ya be kind. I'm for say be say hey, ebi wo omrani hunu. And then me sister back or US on such truck or a truck driver. I Josephine the truck driver. Josephine, me want to work there. Fantastic. America is saying summertime. In your mom is saying.
And you're okay.
In your mom, you're okay. Nice one. Madam Josephine, we're for US.
It was Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Fantastic. Who's truck Libya now?
I'm a truck Libya, yes.
Fantastic. Who shall me love you there no?
I'm a fair.
Okay. Until love your car so far, no the who be here. Or no the love your the cross so who be here.
Yes.
So on first Ghanaian female truck driver of America. No who here no feel saying.
I feel great. I mean, she gave me me and then with my little research I'm here and I was able to get hold of her. And then we start talking. So now she's been my friend saying my sister in trucking, so we communicate and we talk. So that was your friend saying that was very good for me to have somebody that Ofri Ghana, where we can talk and share some ideas. So that was very good.
Wow, nice one. Love you, me that's so linky Josephine.
Right.
Emma,
yeah, big thank you. Yeah, big thanks to her.
Yeah, me wanna love you. Hey, your sister be able to contact me. No, so truck be. I'm say, sir. And you see there. You say yes. Instead I say, more have running team. Then motivate others. A man be no go into it. It's a good step. Josephine Swaba. Josephine. Who started truck business for America? Who started so che?
Me getting around 2019. Yes.
Oh, so you find just 6 years in
Yeah, it was 6 years more. Right.
Oh, so but who kosha America? Che free Ghana. Kosha America che.
Yes, I check.
Bear how many years in?
Oh, I'm in my 30 years. Yeah.
Hey, we're senior Donatello. 30. Moment experience one. We see 30 years and you Hey, I see. Remember back to America, story experience in America. I mean, they said 30 years ago back in Ghana. Now busy we're in and out to Ghana. I mean, then and now you're Ghana, growing up in Ghana, and I couldn't anybody say how to call US. From Ghana story.
All right, good. Thank you for friends that allow me to share my story and make share with for your friends and for everybody that who's listening to you. So yeah. So friends say woman were US.
Oh.
Yeah, woman were US. And so your friend is saying as I was growing up, I was here in the US, and eventually my dad and my mom almost called back to Ghana. So we went back to Ghana. So once I was in Ghana, my parents back to Ghana now. As time goes on, my parents, the marriage didn't last. So my mom came back to US and my dad was in Ghana. Now my papa, he ran a good, successful business. So I was in Ghana at that time, and Ghana na me co school BBA, me co school at Timothy Preparatory. And then from there, let me call school with Drabe. Now my papa was business with Kumasi any Accra. So back and front, I me call Kumasi, I call Accra. It's me at Achimota, say your friend saying, now me pe Kumasi lifestyle, into me call school with Drabe. And your friend is saying, "Emu hona chese na me ko school ni ade no." Eventually, once I finished school, no, now my dad asked me, said, "Then I'm person me," and I'm saying, "Okay, I want to come back." You know, in between that, now me man person me back to your friends in US. It's me we in secondary school, no. I'm not just say me back to your friends in US. But in between that time, now more Ghana, no. Now now I had a boyfriend, that we come, we were together any other. But then I left in me free Ghana. See, even though time and year work Ghana, and I'm your boyfriend, until now you share ideas. No, no, so what Bushia for US. Until now we talk, so yeah, now small young kids actually say we are growing up. Everybody had a dream, want to come to US. Until eventually, friends say, maybe by US. Until maybe by US, and I'm best starting my school, continue my schooling, and then. As I was here, no, so Ghana. Until now you communicate me boy, your friend saying back then, no, you're my boyfriend. So eventually, as I came back to US and I, went to school, working, living with my parents. So eventually, he also came to US, and then Onoba US. Now that time now I wasn't in any deeper relationship near the other. So then we picked up where we left off when we were in Ghana. So he came here in US at that time now our New York. Now I'm so now me your friends and I'm so small Chicago. So in between that time, one day I was there and then he called me and he says, "Oh, my bedroom." I'm so what bedroom him for no see my bedroom US. I'm say, "Oh, really?" Because now time me buy no so I find I'm my family coin. We didn't think that we're going to meet again. But eventually we did. So okay, so I bedroom. I'm say, "Oh, good." And see, mo when you start take kasania the no so just so okay. My dating that time was now I wasn't into any serious relationship. I know say okay, Nasadia, where we left off, where we're boyfriend and girlfriend back home, and you pick it up. So we picked up no New York, I'm so small Chicago, but then a long distance. So eventually, we decided say to be good for move to a friends in Chicago. So he came, and we started living together. Your friend said, now also that time I buy no ninkrata. So I had to do his papers for him. So then we started living, and then eventually, Chicago, and then we had family. And I didn't continue my school. We were in Chicago, but eventually now Chicago near per se you want it now we want to change. So then you say, okay, him find a very good for us to live, somewhere near too cold. We got tired of the cold, and so we said, okay, then maybe I am for enter Georgia. So then we end up in Georgia. And then in between that time, so now I love business, and my dad was a business person too, and he also loved business, which is my husband then. Until then, I said, about Georgia, and I said, okay, now what business would be good for us to do? So we looked into it, and then eventually we opened a fish market in Georgia. So we were running the business, and then having family and marriage problems and stuff that coming up in between that time. Before then, kind of marriage problem was there, but sometimes in life, you have to kind of work on things. You can't just let it go. You have to work on it. And also too, my dad married a lot of my dad had not just one wife. So I came in your friend said I was living in a household that we were siblings. We had a lot of siblings, but different mother, different father. So I saw how it is when we were married here and here and here. And so I said to myself, say yes, that should be I'm a worry. I would like to have all my kids in one place, instead of spreading things around. So eventually, even though we were in our relationship, now there was problems and stuff like that. And I said, I'll make it work, and that. But some people be hard. You can do what you can. You can't change them. Say you're not just a person warrior and also wants to make it work. It won't. So now there was problems in the relationship. And so eventually I said, okay, I need to do something, eventually I have to do something. And also too, before then, we closed the fish market. The fish market, we closed it. So, and since we were running the business, I enjoy working for myself, and I like the freedom, I like the money and all that stuff. So I said, okay, what can I do? And see, as we were going through our marriage problem, and then I decided, so, okay, I have to find something. And also at that time, we were 3 young kids, so I have to manage the kids and all that. So as time goes on, I said, okay, what else can I do? I tried different businesses. I tried limousine business. I had my limousine business. I tried transporting patients. I had said no. So patients do a normal called dialysis, and as a seniors near the idea, you can transport them, but you have to have like more vehicle to run it, not just one. You have to have multiple vehicle to do that, and for you to have that contract, a state in the mouth. So you have to have more vehicle. Now I didn't have it until now. I team up with another business guy that we can do it together, and the business didn't go well. So then I said, okay, let me find another business, for instance, to do. And then I went into like selling cars, where you can go and buy from the auction, and then sell it to individual. And this was meaning open a team up, and this one go well. So I was all this time looking for a way. So eventually I said, you know what? And I go online and I look at, other jobs and other things that you can do. It won't take much of your time. And so I was looking in, and then I stumbled on the trucking. I saw the pay. I saw, what you can, it can, bring you a good living. I'm so okay. Then if that be the case, I'm jumping into it. So, but at the same time, na me person me call me drive it has your class A, ne class B. So now my niche, the thing that came in my mind, was to drive regular truck, which is class B. It's I found the school around us here. Na me sign it up. Na me call her. So the day that I went to the place to pay for my fees, and also I paid it on my own. I didn't sign up. I had to oh, to me, a company bet me a sponsor. Not just say when on my yejuma for a year, or you can choose to pay on your own. So I went that route to pay on my own. So when I went to the school and I was going to sign up for class B, I wasn't going to do class A. So when I got there, I almost say, oh no, class B, ejuma ni ho papa, you can't, ejuma is a little bit limited. Class A, your friends, and it has more potential. I'm saying, oh, okay. So, but then, it's after that I have to drive this big old truck. Now, remind you, by that, driving a truck with that, I didn't have any experience, didn't have any clue what I was getting myself into. See, then they say, oh, yeah, your friend saying, class A is good and all that stuff. I'm saying, okay. So now I have to drive your friend saying class A. But at the same time, I'm supposed to say class A, and also say, well, two things. Either so Uber restricted, and I said non-restricted. Restricted nature, say your friend saying you can only drive automatic, won't mean driving manual. And so one person you're restricted, and then you can on your training, or you have to go through the manual, and the manual on it is 13 speed that you have to do. By the way, drive it automatic. Drive it manual that. Me work gun and I driving all my cars. Am I driving now automatic? Now if you don't see, no, you have to. So per restriction there, I have to drive it where I have to have your friend saying, driving 13 speed. And I'm saying, oh my goodness, what can I do? And I said, okay, well, I've signed up to it there. I have to just make it. Make the best out of it. So eventually, and I signed up, and then went to the training. Have to drive. Your friend saying, drive the manual, which is the 13 speed. You have to change gears. It was tough. I didn't know. It was very tough for me. Didn't know what, every day BI is a little bit challenge. But I hang it in, and then eventually, yeah, friends saying, got my CDL. The first one man passed it, so I had to go back the second time. And then the second time, and that's when I passed. And so me pass here, then I have my CDL. And so then maybe now I wasn't still sure, either said, oh yeah, I almost say either so bet my single, bet my solo. And now I said, you team up. But in between that time, so now I still have my kids, say if I go over the road, I'll, leaving my house where obian ho be share me money at the so that was a very concern to me. So eventually, at the same time, driving solo, I was new. now has says, the transportation or driving truck is it's governed by federal government. So they have a lot of rules near the idea. You have to be able to know them, who call. If you don't know it now, you'll be in a lot of trouble. So I wasn't very confident in myself to be able to do by myself. So now I have to go driving with the team. And a team, so now you have to do it, so one casa do team badia, like somebody that you do know now, then it helps. But most likely now you don't have that, unless husband and wife go to the driving school and then learn together, and then they come out and they know, say, okay, this is how it's going to be. And as a friends go to this training, they finish, they get that kind of team. But I did not know anyone. So eventually, not just I have to team with somebody I did not know. But that time, honestly, that was the same thing as COVID, not COVID taban. And so I sat home for some time, trying to debate, say, minko by myself, and now I said minko with team. But eventually, not just I was home for some time, which is about 6 months. I wasn't sure of myself what to do. At the same time, so now I didn't want to do teaming with the guy. Now I want to do teaming with the lady. And see, company now me signing up with them no na omu need female trainer oh name me call until eventually now so at the same time so yeah also to na me pobia on cigarette because I don't smoke, so now I'm pobia on cigarette on cigarette basically, and also me pe oba but me nya oba no nti echire no na mo ka so okay omu ni oba trainer or hona, and I'll be home for some time. Now already now many company are signing up, actually they were looking for a female for me, but not female no, it was hard to get at that time. So eventually your friend is saying omu friend no catch him saying, you know what, we are not having the guy trainer for you, so would you please settle for a guy? And I'm saying, oh my goodness, meaning Bemano. I don't know any, meaning no per se, I'm share the same space. Space needs to be a very small space that we have to share. So it was very hard for me. And also I came in and I told my kids, and they weren't comfortable with that. Said, how are you going to do that? And I also said to myself, how am I going to manage to do it? But eventually now you have to kind of bite the bullet and make it happen. So I went on the road with somebody that I didn't know. Um, but I like the aspect, and said when you are teaming with somebody now, you are not alone. Questions because I was new and he was new. So we're two new people, after you finish your training, two new people who are trying to make something out of themselves. So that was what happened. And it was tough, stay out there for 3 weeks with Brianny D, shower, you're sleeping because me driving me shift now. No, so about driving a shift, so we were rotating that type of shift. You're sleeping, would then not truck call your, you're not having a smooth sleeping time because constantly, the truck is moving. Now, first, you guys have to communicate a lot. Okay, time when you better take a shower. We have now shower. No, of course, we triak kadia, but once you get to the place that you are taking your shower, obia have it their own room to shower. So it's not like we shower together. No. So I did that. And then staying out 3 weeks. By the time I maybe feel there's quite a bit of things that I have to catch up. And then the road was not for me. It wasn't for me, but I did like the team. So eventually, your friends say my confidence build up because I feel like obia level of confidence build up in different ways. So as time goes on, my confidence of handling the truck, because sometimes and it happened, it takes a while, even though I go through the training from school. Once you're done and you're on the road now, it's a different story altogether. You have to know the roads, you have to know your time of, your friends saying, your hours of driving time, your friends saying, making sure say your friends say your load weight is in proper proportion. Yeah, time I made driving and I'm a route from Georgia to California. So you have to just know the rules and stuff like that. So you know, unya obia una mu drive it together now. You can, you know, ask some help. You know, instead of all the time, over friend with manager now, so over friend dispatch near the other. You know, they expect you to know. So driving the team, no beginning, no, it was fine. You know, so as time goes on, I kind of moved from that direction of driving with a team, and then eventually I became solo, and I just drive by myself. Yeah.
Wow. Nti okay say challenge ne ba ko ye woma no. Nti
Mm-hmm.
we ne say because I we no long distance we jan kola na wo nti na we ne say.
Yeah, so eventually, said me bapping in Bema. So eventually, as time goes on, I mean, it's not I can imagine say he has to pick up the house responsibility things and watch over and his siblings. You know, don't know when you're like in Kuala Kuala, but still, even though you still have to have supervision, you know, over them. So my boy, he was you know, making sure that your friends from Marco school, you know, making sure that they are okay, and constantly I'm calling them, and also to know say I won't lie to you, I was stressed because you know every time I'm driving and then my head was not in the right place, but I have to make it work. You know, the moment you come and sit in your seat and you're driving out, you have to clear your mind because think about it, you are driving this big truck, things can happen, you know. So I did my best, but my mind was not at peace, but I did the best I can. So and then eventually, you know, like staying home, I mean staying away for 3 weeks, you know, now it wasn't good for me staying at 3 weeks. And so eventually I you know, I shifted and doing 2 weeks, you know. And sometimes companies need to be home because oh no, we can't so best say 3 weeks, you know. So some companies do have they are willing to work with you, some are not. So send me if I don't find what I'm looking for, then I switch and I go to another company. And also sometimes pay, you know, or because oh, you are going to do this, you are going to make this kind of money, and then eventually you don't make that kind of money. So eventually you have to pick which one fits your needs and stuff like that. So eventually, do I not just my switch, you know, I call a different company to make sure so I can get hours
Yeah,
and
try o start say o pese o twi sa de we hu ma ni bi say ma ni bi wom because hu say ma ni bi twi bi. As
no.
at that time I'm starting here.
No, because me call school honon, I me call school honon na altogether near 25 people in the class. Out of that 25, me kwani oba na wom. So now there wasn't any female there. Now if it's not like I said, truck na minim. I don't know anybody I met makwako busano menya some insight. Now say because I watched a lot of YouTube, that's for sure. Na me who any or baby. So no, I did not have that
Na say men dominated area but we are research who say scan mu edu nti na look sharp so ko no.
Yeah, because then me can I try different jobs with other people like me. Yeah, limoni I didn't have me sika you know is running out. You know, my husband we were separate. You know, we're living. Not training. No, yeah, train. Yeah, has said you know. Not training here 4 weeks, right? 4 weeks. Not just when you're certificate. We are, you know, compared to area around here, the job, you know, not just a pay me a little bit decent kakra, you know, that it can
Wow.
support me and then my family and do that. So and you don't like I said, you go in for less than couple weeks and then come out and have a scale. So that kind of, you know, pushed me in to kind of do that.
And man those was I field no so no. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
what you say? O pese we no. O man mbisa o reason because o man sheda o man mbisa say I na o pese we because na man sheda nka ho.
Who parties
As
when
at that then.
who parties
Me
when
ba
they
me ba say e bia company no a o pese o ne o ye adwuma na say obi mbisa o say as o ba na o pese o twi we.
No, I mean they are short of drivers, right? So they are short of drivers. So they really didn't ask you why. As long as that you can prove yourself and you can do what you can, and also not to say anything wrong or anything like that they know that somehow I think that Emma tends to be more
Careful.
yeah, Emma seems to be very good in that field, you know, so far.
In that
Because
field, yeah.
again, I remember being in the womb. So they've seen a lot of different behavior near the idea and work ethics near the idea. So when say we have a different compassion and we have different hearts near the idea. So it's you know, in my opinion, I think that some of them encourage that to happen. So now, so about Bema, they don't have any question. As long as you can do what you're supposed to do, and that's all it matters.
Okay. So you answer 6 years in here already. At the saying, humanity saying.
Uh, I mean, Ejumana has his good and bad, you know.
Good near the end, bad near the end.
Okay, so goodness, yes. As long as you know what you are doing, your friend saying when you are in the truck, if you are doing okay, if you are doing solo, like now I switch on and doing solo. So your friend said, we're driving solo. Your friend said, and friend said, you know what you're supposed, you know what time the load has to be there. Your friend saying you don't have your friend saying your boss or somebody watching over your shoulder. You know what you're supposed to do, and you do what you're supposed to do. You know, you get there on time. Your friend is saying you know your clock, you run your own clock. So next, of course you have your friends, you have 11 hours to drive, right? Altogether it's 14 hours, but you have 11 hours to drive. And to some friends says that we're driving, I say we feel so bad driving 4 hours, 3 hours. You can choose that hours, but the thing say we yes that's why your money is not going to be, you're not going to make enough money, so you got to push yourself a little bit. So your friend is saying that aspect, you know, you run your own clock per se, but you still drive according to the federal motor friends and rules, you know. So but someone driving 6 hours now for say, you know, I want to shut down. You can do that. You can your friends and call your dispatch and say, you know, I don't feel well, you know, that aspect. That's one. And then also your friend is saying the pay itself compared to now, of course, if you have a degree, you have you know, doing another thing that you make more money, but this is not something that, because you only go to school for I mean a month. Now when you're skilled, so and you once you have the skill and you have the experience, now you can make, you know, you can make decent income compared to here now. Wobɛyɛ adwuma wɔ factory and now so wobɛyɛ adwuma wɔ other jobs be they pay you like less than $20 or something like that. This one, if only you know you pick up the right company, now you can make decent income for that.
Okay. So
Mm.
yes, what drive many people almost say advantage a woman say more opportunities more different states. So different states. What about you? What could states be saying?
If I have to add everything up, I think so far my core say 25 or so.
25.
Very 25. And it's true. That's one thing too. Because your friends, I said, me start here, and I'm a route near from Georgia to California. So of course, you know, going to California, you got to go through all the other states. But you go through it though. You don't, unless of course it's time for you to shut down. Now I shut it down. Well, you know, other states, not just what's on to us. So, but you're right, Senka. Me driving from Georgia to California, I have gone to California, but it was flying. I fly, you know, I flew and go there. But I never said, oh, okay, I'm in driving from Georgia and I'm in California. But because of the job, I had to drive from here to California, you know, and that was a long distance in California. You know, you see a lot of scenery, which is very good, you know. You see different places. Like I travel a lot, but all my traveling now was by flying. I never drive from here to New Jersey. I never drive from here to Texas. I never drive, but because of the job, no, you have nothing but to drive. So yeah, you do see different things, and that's me call your friend saying Wyoming. Your friend is saying what is it, Utah? Nina Sifuna. I wouldn't drive to Utah. Then I'm a I don't have no business going down there. But because of the job, no, you know, because you have loads and you have to go and drop it off, you know,
And
once.
obenya 10 years home, you know we twa near ho. See ada when you're 25 into obenya be 10 years home no we twa states ni na
Yeah,
50.
if only you like to go that places now. Some places, drivers go, I'm not picking one route. And why not? I'm pay all the time, so they go all the time. But say, I will pay so change your route. Now go different place. Yeah, you can, but
There's one state ayana me besides about say almost shut pe cry Alaska. Wako ba Alaska wako.
no. I haven't been to Alaska, and I don't think so. I would be there. I'll go there.
I don't know Alaska. I don't Alaska. Say Alaska there. Ma but Alaska. What
You
you
know,
also
and I'll take it back. I don't think so. I would say no, you never say never, but I don't see. Yeah, I mean, because the thing too, I think Alaska, no, yes, you have to do a team to get there. I mean, me call your friends in Washington State, it was a team. Back from California, it was a team. One kwam back for you got a break. You and the job this is disadvantage. You sit for a long time and it's not healthy. You have to you got to push yourself to have some kind of exercise in your body. Because the sitting is a lot, and as time goes on, it's wear and tear on your body. So you driving, you one person going to California. Me partner, yeah, when we went to California doing that route tonight, team, no, it takes us your friends in 5 days for two people. Okay, 5 days. Your friends in 5 days. Yeah, I'll not drive it 2 days. Yeah, 5 days. And to just imagine, say, one person. Say, it better take you a long time to make that happen.
so mo ye ne saying mo ye team na mo call mo ye mienu.
Mm-hmm.
Obi o drive hours bi na wa park na wa beje na wa koda na no so atua so sa na mo ye na no drive straight 2 days.
No. Just exactly what you just said. Yes, it's true. Or no drive it, your friends, and because, like I said, with your clock, in the DOT, you only have 11 hours to drive, But doesn't mean say you can do 11. Obi to me drive it by say 8 hours. No, I break. No, I shut it down. Obi will have 6 hours. But at the same time, I mean, it says so. The longer you drive, the more money you make because they pay you by the miles. So it's not by we drive it 11 hours and every clock would be like $20 or $30. No, the more mileage you drive, the more that you make because it's paid by the miles. And when you team good teamer, then you drive that long hours. So when you quadrophobia on person or driving more or driving 6 hours, also my brain just say he doesn't want to drive his clock. Then you got to pick it up and you drive. So yes, maybe driving, maybe shift. 11 for instance 10 hours, 10 and a half hours because you get 30 minutes break. We driving na be your friends say you do another truck stopper. Remind you we haven't taken a shower. We team up and says okay, you do this station here. You better shut it down. You could take a shower. You just say twice so. And he said, maybe time so now your friend is saying, so no na wada. I have to wake him up. Say, hey, me Drew has say yes, take a shower together because remember, say you take a shower now. We can't get a shower taking it again at that particular time. You're setting it. That's when it becomes what the crana said we do, baby. Now you say take a shower, then I have to wake you up, and also waking me up. Not just my could take a shower, not just say on what your friends say, what one journey is so not just say night me I drive it.
Yɛnhwɛ kwan so many bi mu akasa a wɔn sɛ kwan no so no challenges wɔ so ebi wɔ hɔ a weather nsuo bɛtɔ snow those things no membisa wo so your experience wɔ kwan no so.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying that's why when I started off, not the courage was not there for me to go by myself. Because all these things now was a factor, a so your friends and back for Uber driving sometimes, though you set yourself say, oh, your friends say may driving morning shift, right? But as time goes on, you may not end up being you may not shut down the time our person will shut it down traffic near the other. So you may not be able to shut down the time our person will office so your friends say we do truck stopper. Now we are new, now your friends say because there's a lot of trucks. I mean, there's a bunch of trucks at the time we friends say I will shut it down. Now say we name how to park Uber run into accident, Uber team obi, your confidence at that time is not built up because remember you just came out from school. So your friend is saying, we here obi a nano, mube pulley with each other as far as your friends and are learning from each other. Because when you are in a truck by yourself or you are by yourself, you don't have won't mean friend or manager. Then won't mean from though you can, but you also saw a lot of drivers also so he has to attain to with dispatch it's not going to help you. So you are all by yourself. So the road, the rain, the snow, your friend is saying accident, and also, people when you are driving that big truck, you get these small trucks now, among your friends, and they come across you all the time, where they feel like, oh, okay, or no, he feels like, oh, okay, he has the right of the road. So you have to be caution to make sure, say, from beginning to end, you don't run into any kind of accident or any kind of, because you run into a lot of that. I'm not saying you see a lot of that. You see a lot of accident that is happening where sometimes, your friends saying people initially, some people, which is small cars, sometimes, they want to run into you because when says or run into big truck now, or benya, your friends insurance, because your friends saying big truck, big companies, they have, their insurance is high. So or your friends saying, so or would the boss small cars are, they can have a lawyer and then sue the company and then make a lot of money, so sometimes they are looking for a way to run into you so that they can have an accident and then have a claim, so you run
Whoa.
into that, and then there's traffic also can be bad, so it's just a lot. Yes.
What Pimobi? And Obi Abe Pimoda.
No, thank goodness. No, so far we thank God. So far that I've been driving, I haven't run into your friends and problems. That, but I do see, of course, when you're on the road, that you do see situation, and you just ask yourself, "Wow," So, but no, I have not.
Wow. Wow. I see. So I mean, uh why you wake Accra for all these years? Unya resting, unya off days, unya more leave be. And I say we any say mo juma say.
So, your friend saying, so he said there were two things. There were owner operator. Owner operator, no, they own their own truck, they own their own business, so they can choose, when they want to go out, because everything is on you. Your insurance, your car note, your friends saying your fuel, everything is on you, So that's owner operator, but yeah, so they are more flexible on their time. But so when you are working for a company now, you work for a company, so you can be flexible, but you can be too flexible. So mostly sometimes the stay out is 3 weeks, a minimum stay out 4 weeks, a minimum stay out five, whatever how many weeks they want, they can stay out. And then when you come home, a minimum take you your friends saying 1 week off. But remember, we'll take you 1 week off, it's your money that is being short, because your friends saying we'll take you 1 week now, you're not making money for that. So we'll be
Na
here.
man say o family wo man say unya emre uno family unse da nya time in mom sa.
Not really, no, because your friend says so. We'll call out example for mine. We'll call your friend saying make stay out 3 weeks now. Me befia me days I can stay home. No, it's 3 days, but 3 days by the time I'll be about, you haven't slept in your bed for 3 weeks. So by the time I'll bet you join home, well we'll be feeling some kind of home, because and also we'll be free for 3 weeks. But no, if you home, I'm not saying some my money are bad, but there's always situations, things that free fear, things have not gone right and all that stuff. So by the time I'll be 20 now with 3 days, abba, and then you have to go back. But then you can choose to say, you know what, no, I want to stay one more day or another extra day, which is fine. But again, by the time I'll be now paycheck, not to say it's not that much. So constantly being on the road, that's when you make the money. So yeah.
Unya wo own truck as in driving only company ejuma na wankasa na what me to own truck will do your business which two no.
Well, I would say this is only me. Everybody's different, so I'll speak just for myself. Once I got in, at some point, because remind you now, I have certain kind of goals, how much money I want to make, this kind of things. And sometimes, of course, when you're in a truck stop or you talk to other drivers, or who was shipper, when other drivers communicate, yeah, that conversation sometimes come up. So how much are you making? And some people are very open, they share their, how much they are making and that kind of stuff. So the numbers looks good, um but I think as time goes on, at the same time, you also have to look at anything that's good now also has its side, also has its bad side too. It's not always just rainbow and sunshine. It has its moment too. There's a lot of things that you have to look into, that it can affect you. You have to buy a good equipment. So koto bad equipment, just say, and that is going to give you problems at all the time. Or trucking is going to be in the shop. You're not going to be running it, and then if you're not running it now, that means that you are wasting money. and sometimes your friends saying load, no, they don't pay as much. Now, no, I'm not your friend saying owner operator, but those who have been in the business for a long time, no, before, no, much I said the money was good, but now, no, the money is not that good like before, you know. But I think me, I may be you know, compared to driving for a company driver, no, maybe I may be more I think so it would be good for me. But those who've done it for a long time, they know before what they were making before was good, but now it's not good. But you know, they're still managing it. So who will one truck now? It has a lot of your friends and the good side and bad side.
Young penny for who baby say, if you are seeing her, will be the map, will be check. Why not chill? So we'll pay IT, who they 1 year, so we'll pay support. Slam Technology say your number one partner. Your office will US in ye, your office will Ghana, so ye, your numbers need go. So we'll share IT classes, we'll hear career coaching, we'll hear support for business, cyber security, free, na your partner. Your back here, wow. Slam Technologies, transformation with excellence. Free, see, baby, be around, name wow.
So, on because of maintenance, near no we are say koto and all fixi way and we inti and also no unya sikano basikano so bebrebe kum.
Right, that's the key. That's the key, and that's the key for you to make sure. Say, your friends. First of all, you have to buy a good equipment, and the good equipment. You know, right now, no, as we all know, no, you know, a born was true. You know, it's not like before. So you got to buy a good equipment, and to buying a good equipment, now I better run or somewhere like your friends. So who knows? Maybe like 100,000, or your friends saying, yeah, because you want a good equipment, and you better anyway, you know, and sign our insurance a so, you know, and then and sign your friends saying other expenses I so no. Yeah, that can be. I mean, we your own truck now. You are not just going in just for a few years. You got a investment at yourself. We're investing in it, so you have to be in for the long run, so that way it can work for you. Because by the time I'll bet it then you have to make it up to make some extra. Your friend saying extra investment that you have put in. So it comes with its own challenge. Yes.
What you wait for some years now? O person will continue we and I say Juma fufro bi ba obe jai.
I'm looking, like I said, I'm always looking and finding a good opportunity. Yeah, I know. Yes, it's money, but I think that there's other ways that you can make money too. It's not always just the trucking, you know. So there's other ways to do. But yeah, because I think that so we will problem in your relationship. It's not a good fit for you because I went in. Yes, the money was good. Already now I had problem with my marriage. My husband left anyway, so your friend is saying now I have to pick myself up and also find something that can give me. Your friend is saying, you know, a quick cash quickly. So so relationship, no tokro demu dada. It's not going to be a good fit for this industry, you know. I mean, in no industry, it's not going to be good for you because more problem dada. Because think about it, you'll be gone for that time. Now, ukuna nasa or wife, so muna mun timo huasi nase more confusion. You know, there's something going on between muna going on the road and it's not going to make it better, you know, it's not going to make it better, you know. But and trust me, there are people too who are in there who are making it work, you know. You both have to understand why you guys are doing what you are doing, you know. So that man kwa na ekwa next obani will fear, so obani fear obani making sure say
Yeah, yes, trust issues be wompa because long distance no. Na yes ya nyama okwan so. Yes, ebi ya nyama okwan so.
ebi mu yeden.
Yes, na ebi mu ya nyama okwan so. Long distance no. Omo 3 weeks, 4 weeks no. Na ye pack. Me ni bi kasa ya o say ono ye be ma o pass say wo ana ya bebo o da na ya bebo pan. Eno ye roadside hook up for no. Omo be from omo kasa omo friend match. Yes,
Right.
Yemi cannot hear say because say you say nyama sisi o kwan so.
Right.
Nti ebi wo eno so timi cause confusion.
Yeah, and you know, and yeah, that's one. Which is because when you're packing with truck, now we cab anymore. Wo da say your friends from one babel no kill no, they don't know so your bar now your bema. They just come in. Omu pedra, so they come and knock.
Oh, Oh, what experience be?
Oh yeah, my experience be, so a bit more hana my babin, my babin, okay. Sometimes a bit hana me feel say be me parking the right place into drivers obi boom for me to move my car, right? I'm a same car, sorry, my truck. And I say be maybe I know when you one run into some kind of problem, be no be effort. Now before I make me rem and say you may be brewing. So now I wasn't aware, now I didn't know. But as time goes on, then you become say you're more knocky on and let's just say they are coming in for a different thing. It's not like Ukana.
So enti only me some on power chi o enti obe bom kiki enti na so ni di ano na wa betenim. Na say dey be
Yes,
CBS.
right. So because your friend saying we're driving, baby, we're driving in one place. Until by the time we be finishing, baby, I won't pan with fridge, no microwave, away hot, big. Your friend saying big. Your friend saying curtain. I will be push it, ube push it. And so about the Daniel the idea. Say you have to push it. Now with them, whoever is knocking, it doesn't know so your Bema no, but because like me saying, your friends industry here, all in Bema, your friends saying they don't know so your ban na bema na them. And sometimes they bo na make can send me say be ho number be bo me truck na ya na me my son me tea say okay, who's knocking, because it could be something I be it's a truck no na be no be boom for my attention. Then I do, but as time goes on I end up knowing say yes bo ho boomer or pay judgment, they are just knocking the friends saying your truck for business. Yeah.
Me so e na ye kasa America hono places states ni bi munye safe sa kwan so ye hu ni ade bi wa bi mo si tuo ya attack ni ade what experience bi sa ana bi sa ho
Oh
ye be ji
yeah, bruh. I mean,
na be wi obi bi ana bi sa.
I'm telling you, I mean, it's not like I said, it's not, and then I'm not saying it to scare people, but Bibia want good and bad, na me can say, Tama na me kwame, me ni obi driving on, Tama ye team, the team is so crowded. What makes the team is a team, no, the truck never stop, the truck is constantly running. The only time that it stop is yeah, kwako to fuel, and I say yeah, stop ya kwako take your friends yeah, kwako take shower, which is only 30 minutes an hour until we don't stop. We don't stop for a long time. And I said 30 minutes me taking me break. No, this is taking a break. Until me park baby, even though they say no parking, grandma park because I know so I was going to move within less than an hour. So that truck, your friends said the truck never stopped. But when I became solo, you park your truck when the time, because once your clock time is done, you need to rest. You run into situations, especially at the truck stop. You run into a whole lot of situation about truck drivers need be a bit more, or a friend say a bit more fighty because we are about funny your friends and a spot, because it do certain time parking who you're doing, it's very tough to get parking, and or be driving for long term, or be brent. Everybody's trying to scramble to get a space or bit me a friends or bit me ada, so you have to do that. You make sure sister say your friend saying what truck no, you have to lock it into me me lock me what not only do I lock it, me what special you be made it tie the your friend saying me seat, so that way it will be pulley can I can your friend saying can I mean no will be pulley door now. The thing is going to hold it where the person won't be able to, you have won't be able to pull it, because you have some crazy people out there within the truck, where they your friends saying which your friends and they can do things to you, especially when you're bad, so you have to be very caution and look around, vigilant, look around, making sure say you park in a place at light to walk yeah, and yet dark because sometimes Uber drive you Uber do baby not just say you are running out of clock parking in New York for you. So you have to park someplace be and not just say you are there by yourself, So you have to roll the windows, put your light on, let people see say you are there. You just have to be very cautious on so many things, and also making sure you're in a place that Nipa will see you in case something do happen. Because you get people out at night or mutimi buy into the trying to rob you or something like that.
What
Yeah.
25 states no dey na usro dey na wako a obohu 25 states na wako nya infa na wako a obohu say states we there me careful
Yeah, okay. Me bohun for people, but me bohun for location, how tight the place is. You know, I don't like going to the north. Me in New York, me in New York, me in New Jersey.
Traffic, because
Uh,
of traffic and answer why congested.
Right, yeah, New York corner. But I'm upstairs. Me run it through there. But your friend saying, Mom, yeah, friend say, that wasn't my route all the time. I'm more route to your all the time. I think say with time you get used to it and you know how to run that particular run, you know. And then your friend saying, going to friend saying Philadelphia, Virginia, those area, Hono, I really don't like that place. I like running where I am, which is the South. I like running South Carolina, North Carolina. Your friend is saying Alabama. Your friend is saying going to your friends in Florida. Your friends, I know how I'm okay with that. I don't like going. Your friends say, oh no. Also, I like going to I like going to California. You know, I like the scenery in California. You know, I like driving that area. Even though California laws near they are different, but I like going that place. But New York, I don't really like going to your friends saying Pennsylvania and that area. I don't like it. Philadelphia.
Me share social media now, ma. Me share clips near there. Me who say man be brave. She say omu especially abrofo no ne Black Americans near there. Me who be brave. She say me who be brave. Young ones be brave. Young ladies near there. Omu truck near there. Also, yen Ghana for na yen di Ghana. Some yen Ghana for na. Is it like be brave no America ho, but may come a while bantimin can man is it like information be the na because per the old start here you did some research and won't say oh de but is it like you endorse or Ghana for mu mana mutrisa de truck no mo endorse ye nim say be a hoy na because do one ever ban here by say nursing no go ahead nursing and there one you push away nursing living. Is it like your name said truck no so no dana?
I think maybe lack of information is not putting out there. And your friend is saying, like you said, your friend said, my sister, I love you. And just me, so far, I think that I do know. Of course, I do know. Your friend saying, I do know a lot of African Americans, Emmanuel, that they drive. You know that they drive. Most of my friends too, African American women, and I have African American men. But as far as your friend saying, your friend say about your side now. I think say your friend say I haven't come across too many of us your friends Ghana for no to do that. Um like I said, lack of information, right? And knowing say your friends say because the same time I may be driving on. Now I didn't have anyone to kind of give me a little encouragement and I say kind of knowing what I'm getting myself into, you know, of this industry, you know, what it is. Your friend said, it's not only sometimes, it's not only just, oh, me want me lances, you know, I have the lances, that's it. No, it's other things that comes in place, you know. Your friend saying, what do you need demo? Your friend saying your personal hygiene. Your friend saying who you're going to team up with. Your friend saying your safety. Safety is really key. You know how you drive. Your friend saying knowing the rules and regulations because your friend saying I have been stopped multiple times by DOT, you know, but when he stopped me, I you know, everything is on point, you know, because at the same time it was hazmat load. It was hazmat. In hazmat, that means I can pick your friends at hazmat loads and stuff like that. You know, so that kind of load, you know. Now your friends saying, well, placard, out the Bible boss, no, and no paperwork is not on point. You know, they can stop you, the amount ticket. You know, say a friend saying, friend saying, so I will driving, I say, I will go over speed, and I will yes certain things, so small little things, they can give you a ticket. So those things, you know, those are the things I think that you have to be more informed about, right? So yeah, first, of course, you can't know all of it, but at least you know some of it that it can help you as you are driving. Because even though sometimes minim how to drive, no, say me call new company, muna say, your friends say me drive here like right now. Before then, now me driving my friends say JB Hunt. Into JB Hunt, you know, you call real yard mo say container ni free ship no ba. na mudi tukan mudi gu ship ne ba say ye ne kofa your friends say your chassis and also a different division woko enti ye wo chassis ye date container no ye disi so and ye like regular dry van and also on your own chassis ye disi so enti na omekofa a free port no na your friends saying woko port na chese wakwa akofa na the aba be see rail yard mo enti be see rail yard man sana ya transported that container and add your comma your friends and shippers no or order container from China, wherever Dubai, wherever that the container is coming from. Into all that, your friends saying once I started that company, now there was so many things I didn't know. So many things I didn't know. I need some explanation. Even though you go through orientation, yamawa 3 days, 2 days. There's so many things that you need to know. So once you come out, people that you've connect with, you have to ask them, so it can take it can take you a little bit longer for you to know, say, okay, say, because at the same time you have to do time management. You only have 11-hour clock. Into 11-hour clock in this one, you can't drive no more. So you have to manage your clock very well. You have to know when you take your break, when you can't stay too long in a shipper place. You got to move around because again, you're only paid by the way you drive. Into so driving only 2 hours. Your friends all driving only your friends say Asem can driving only 300 miles and I said 200 miles. Now they only paying you 50 cents. You're not going to make enough money, because they only pay you. Some companies pay you it's 65 cents. I know things has gone high 65. For instance, 40 cents, 50 cents per mile. And she said, "Would driving for instance 300 miles now make it 50. Your friend saying 50 cents a mile. That means that sometimes you're not making enough miles, right? So you have to drive more. But so one manager will clock very well. Nina be it will up into then no. Call on the road, but then ube now paycheck because you are not managing your clock. You are not knowing how to drive properly so that you can drive enough time so that you can make enough money as you expect to be. Because road is all for us to make money. It's not just going there just to drive. You have to learn how to you manage your clock on once you start your clock, you can't shut it down. You have to wait for the next day. So once you start, you have to keep rolling till your clock to the next day.
Yeah, drivers no more and ebi mu de nyama ne kwa oko offload goods wi oba na wasisa obi goods banche ne ade ne brode ne ade gugu maba muko offload nkofo nyama wi a say empty we na mo de ba obetimi afa obi nyama de gum.
Oh no I can say dispatch one I say one kasa na wo de open na akwa obi nyama
Say o truck ne de na we say nyama na ede gum a o de na ede en say nyama gum na do ko different states and
yeah. Well, right now before me know kasa na unse last time them me any container, me drive a container. Into
container and then a womb.
I'm out for my free different countries, free China, this was also shipper or non kasa factory, factory. Now obi obi manufacturer tires. Yeah, me call baby tires. And the tires no be they call ABI, they call Dubai, or now they call China baby and now some they call Thailand. Into me kofa free shipper hona na me dia call rail yard mo not rail yard no almost so they see another your friends another ship so no dia call all the way the back see port into be call port and sign a port no dia go see big ship na e be call another country at the same time.
Okay.
So the same the other way around me call kofa free ship no so anom dia ba your friends saying port no na transport it
for one place we now they call other place over back empty and alpha BB will also back.
Well, me fabi be either empty and answer load now. Dispatch, the dispatch me for me to do the next job. What I have to do.
Okay.
Dispatching the best me where to go as far as my next load. And I said before the day no minim dia me minim say me ko drop it way me ko fa way not just dispatching a bit what to do and then you follow the assignment.
Maybe be some mafia question. Oh yeah, quick question. I mean, be so.
All right.
It was a what could you never be a trust? Okay, brass and the fine. Maybe I know share goose be okema. I say okay, I'm going. You know.
No, 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 no. You can't. You can't. You cannot. You can't. You can't. Because the thing about it is this. Uko fa will load now. Uko fa will load now. I say will load our funnel. I say we this load information in our edition system, right?
Yeah.
Our
Okay.
system. I saw this shame. The weight of the load. Your friend is saying what kind of load? Because like I said, we'll drive you a DOT bet you stop, right?
Let me
Now,
ask you. I want you to be for being a more so.
no, not first, no. Your friend saying, wait station. So we'll go, we'll goods, you know. Baby, I work on it. Yeah, drive, yeah. You have to know, when you are driving out, before Bako meeting, before Bako drop you will load, you know. Now I come, I think, so baby, maybe I know I come at least, but I said 3 or 4 wait stations. And to wait station, you know, you have to weigh each one, be and things. So load is on point, then you are able to go through a more green light. But so load name has some issue be and be sana. Then you have to wait for the DOT to come in and inspect. Now for mechanic, you don't want to lose your your driving license just because of maybe we make it what $300. You don't want to do that, you know. So you have to value your.
And one of our canoe, and so, and yes, I small say, delivery view, baby. Now, quite empty, na feel francophone, magumi. Yes.
But I think that you can only do that when you are owner operator. Owner operator there, it's your truck. And to owner operator there, you have more flexible to do whatever you want to do if it's only fit to your needs. Yeah, you can do that. But say company driver there, we have assignment. We have to follow the friends said the assignment from the Amayeno. Yes.
Wow. I just think before Major Hokrano, what you wake a crowd, encourage a man be say, omumra into omume joining, omume suasa truck driver, and I say, omo America, America, and I say, omo plan say be a dachi be on beba on say, so I feel the way I will choose to know. No one say my okay, me abe try be bibita. Be encourage.
Yeah, I mean, the encouragement will be you before obey, and you have to know why you are coming to do it, right? You have to know the. Right, yes, it's true. Sikano, you know, now the things you say, and yet right away, your friends obey muno, your friends and 1 year obey make you know, and I said, and I 2 years ube make it. No, it taking your
experience.
Right, experience. Because me start here and your friends, and me start here and your friends, and me start here and let me make it your friends, let me make it less than, let me make it 30 cents 30 cents a mile, right? And since what bad beginning now for the first year, no, you are not going to make money, right? So in the first year or 2 years, nothing I will name a human so very well, you know, wouldn't name and I make us say a DOT a federal. It's a no you can get your license, but Mrana just says now your friends saying your friends now is not to run into an accident. You bet many accidents in anytime in so many things that you can do, right? And you know, just to kind of get experience. And sometimes experience a bit may take you be a year, a bit may taking it 6 months, a bit taking me 2 years. It depends. Until once when you experience under your belt, no, then I think say at that time, no, you can probably your friends saying with your friends saying with your record, making sure say we need tickets, making sure say your friends saying we will be just now no monsan. We need your friends saying issue with that kind of your friends saying and Sanya the day, you know, those things, you know. Because you be your drug test, into your drug test, maybe be running. That's good. So to me, you know, your friend is saying, I'll say maybe 2 years and not say a year for somebody to really know exactly to be. And if it's Uber, ask yourself, do you want to be by yourself? And also you want to drive with a team. And then said for you to drive with a team, then now Ankasa will team person to come on board now. That helps. But some one I'll bet drive it by yourself now, just to kind of have the confidence in yourself to make sure because dispatcher dispatcher won't mean can't tell dispatcher and say, oh, I don't want to go here. Baby at Bema you have to go. Now baby at the bound now when first now even though we follow GPS, but GPS I do back wrong places. And yeah, all the time they do back the right places. Sometimes you go to a place now, GPS is alcohol, but it's not the right place. Now you got to change. You have to turn around now. You have a big truck with you. Into big truck, now how are you going to move
GPS
from?
no GPS na ira out on.
Oh, I ran me so many times. So many times. Into me cramp me GPS more me no 2 truck na you trucking GPS more 2 trucking GPS. Now sana me san using me phone na nkasa no Google. No Google no is just to me Google me Google Earth. I me share baby I me kwa me did load ne kono. No ma share route na say oh okay say na dey me ko ba me follow Google there because I dey make wrong place. Yankasa truck ne you trucking GPS. It's only for just the truck pay. And the call router, it's only truck friendly. I bet me the wakoko, not the regular GPS phone. And they do call small cars because it's only made for small cars. But you need a big truck. You need a big truck GPS. Nintendo no kwamo two. I want me truck no. Just in case a back home acted funny and I said into mostly no me check both of them now making sure so oh I'm not seeing the same route. Then then I go the route. But sometimes I could say call this route because you know different software and they use different. So I could say call way back way. Then I'm the imagine me say no, you know what? Me try way say I'm the accord. Then you go to that. But yes, I've been lost sometimes. Sometimes they what your friend saying I get stuck, and then when I get stuck, your friend saying, what do? I asked some your friend saying driver, and I said that's the same thing. Your friend saying, "Say me get stuck, na minimum, my friend, another partner." Me busa and say, "Hey, my baha say now." Your friend saying, "This is what happened." Then I route him, say, "Okay, no, do this one." Not walking me through the your friend saying the way I said. Your friend said, "Me call." Now sometimes they boha me corner be me time I run it out, and not just my pay baby, my shut it down, not just my twasu the next day because I'm running out of time.
Ubeti mi na se tie. O tie paya.
Me no. Say your friend saying type paya until I me work your friend saying me your company, but so one case your owner operator there it's on you. But me and said it has happened to me so many times. Say me quite na be face said anytime you best start you have to do pre-trip. You have to do your friends and pre-trip and post-trip, which is beginning and ending. Until in the beginning, in the morning, once I do my pre-trip, everything was checked, everything was fine. But it is what it is. Meaning, says something can happen. And, I've got a flat tire, and I have to back up. I have to park on the roadside, and then call your friend and saying someone to come, which is the company, my friend company in the first. No matter okay, your friend said this is the company. Your friend saying people you need to call because company no more different department or running different things, or more safety, or more your friend is saying claim, or more dispatch, or more different things. Into answer about orientation, your mouth information so we'll get into situation this person is the person you have to call this particular department. So then I call that particular department, and then they walk me through it, and then you sit and wait for somebody to come in to change your tire, and then from there you know what to with you so.
Wow. Anyway, why are there? Josephine, me da say Josephine the truck driver. Me da say and then only ebe kasa o SVTV Africa so emrepe mesa no wa babiom. Ba Ghana there. Uko free Ghana ko e no wa babiom.
Oh yeah, me family wo efie ntia me ta be fie.
Oh, okay. I see. So within the like a year, no, what to say leave visa or holiday?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one thing about trucking, Uber can take it as much time you want, but Nina boss and to Uber will make it. I mean, you're not working. It is me take it 3 weeks, me take it a month. Yes, I can do that. I can take your friends and time off, but Uber and I can say your paycheck will look funny. So
it's just a more there. It's just a brochure there. Unim now yarebe 1 month. I was you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so one for the beyond 2 years, now one for your month to 2 years, you are going to be in a bad place. Yes. So you are constantly
1 month obi antua.
So okay, so Juma, that's the thing. Okay, so Juma wo ye no, you will be your friend the PTO. Meaning say every time you are Juma, you are accumulating PTO. And when you see too much, you or neba call hospital, no take time off. A vacation when we take time off, we take it, and now you run out your PTO. But as time goes on, we accumulate to PTO. Then you can have maybe like 3 weeks or something like that. Not just say you have that your friend saying you have that in your for yourself. So then if something like that happen up so you can use an as emergency emphasis one person your friends and quite juma. But yeah, the end tessa, yeah, see, trucking side near different from regular job. Once you have an friends, and once you have your friends saying your shift, and also once you're in a truck now, you are driving. You are driving. So then some person will drive, yeah, then you don't drive, then you don't make your hours, right? You know, so young fans what call, I'm just making an example. Young fans what call your friends saying, what drive it here, what call your friends and what call New Jersey. And you go do hono and I say wouldn't so work on you feel say you are not feeling well. Until then as you are going on, we do New Jersey and I say your friends we do hono episode doctor. Then you check out, which is we are not going to drive, and then you go and see a doctor, and then from there and what about back into your truck. Now what about drive it. So you can do that. And I says also you can make it to your friends in Virginia. New Jersey, and I say Virginia, when I get it west now for some team drive. Yeah. You have to go to the truck stop, pack the truck, and then you have to call Uber, and then Uber will pick you up and then take you to the doctor, and then from there, your friend saying, what about into the truck? Not just say, your friend saying, if you want to drive, you drive. Maybe what say, so the company knew beef, not just so he doesn't want to drive no more. Or do Virginia, not just so we're calling it quit, and then he doesn't go to he doesn't drive for the company anymore. Pick up all his clothes and his things, and then he quit the job. So, money a little bit different than regular jobs.
Wow. Anyway, me da say so about me show so more person uchi omo.
Yes, me per se, friends, first of all, me per se me dead radiase, for watching over me all these years, because it's not easy, going on the road, your friends saying, all these things that you encounter, So I thank God so what share me so, and I ask the uncle so I know share me so as I'm going. And also I want to thank your friend saying, my dear sister now, which is Lovia Yeboa. So Nyankopon share no so now every day be okokwan so Nyankopon emano grace no share no so all this time as she's driving. At the same time, person me that me mana so I say for also sticking with me all this time, and then that will be the end. Yeah.
Just being the truck driver, me da say so nyam running kasa o SVTV Africa, so why I hope someone measure that interview way omani beje o kasa no ombesua bibi frame.
I hope so.
But next time you know baby you need the American come different, and I know you're only truck driving.
Okay, that's good.
Next time me know be live America bravo asetina.
Okay.
You be this uncle mesa no baby why.
Matimi dasifa.
Nice one. Me that just finish say the truck driver now. OT on SVTV Africa. So daily also worldwide. You on the internet, fantastic. But so about me show subia. Me my vibe be simple. Go enjoy them. Go which you say me about show me who them be. Who channel so ba you go love them. With me so me dey na mabeka. Bra. Sanko phone na me pom no with the bra. You go vibe. Bon so what person nyame show say John be say me basu be sanity. You go vibe. So come go vibe. Madam production team I say DJ Click Tina and Ohima. Subscribe to your channel for more. Obviously about me show no to be numbers no screen so bet me send me WhatsApp message and say your voice so tuni mo bi so oye bibi say trucky Ghana money be near there bibi fufro bi bibi be a tiler, painter, plumber, still bender, more outside me person microphone. In San Rejuma phone. Come more. Linking up. Anybody in common. Tour.
Living in Ghana, abroad, a first timer visiting Ghana, or a company wondering where to get quality service providers in Ghana for any job, then Ejumapa On Demand Services is here to assist you. Ejumapa On Demand Services connect requesters and service providers such as masons, plumbers, electricians, auto repairers, home and office cleaners, trash collectors, rent agents, spa attendants, roofers, beauticians, teachers, CCTV installers, and all artisans on one platform. Yes, one platform. Trust Ejumapa On Demand Services to sort you out any day, anywhere, and at any time. To download the app, please visit the App Store and Play Store or visit our website www.ejumapa.com.
Hi there, my name is Calibos, the only boss with one S. Happy new month to all of you. Welcome to a month of new possibilities. Do you know why life has been made so easy? It's because of Tap Send. People, Tap Send is here to make your life easy if you want to transfer money to Ghana, if you want to transfer from USA, if you want to transfer from UK, Europe, Canada, a lot of places all to Ghana. And guess what? When it comes to Ghana, there's no e-levy charge. So, what are you waiting for? Download Tap Send on Google Play Store and App Store and be ready for exciting offers coming your way each time, every time on Tap Send.
Tap Send. Send more, spend less.